Megtoes, this is Vention. Well, the darn thing's glitching on me again. I thought that this transmission cooler was the problem, but man, I don't think it is, because I just did a little test drive and the darn thing glitched on me again. So anyway, all that trouble of changing it, I mean, well, at least it's a lot cooler. You know, there must be better flow through, so I did accomplish something, but I don't believe that the heat is the issue. So that leaves, the next step is probably electrical noise. So basically there's this little throttle position sensor right down in here, and that tells the transmission when to shift into passing gear and what gear to be in. And I've read a little bit about this, and if you have electrical noise, you could that could cause the ECM to think that you are in a different gear than you actually are. So then or a different speed than you actually are, different throttle setting. So what I'm going to do now is well, the biggest source, or the most likely source of electrical noise, is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip one of these stator wires, or these stator power supply wires, which power the stator, which determines how much of a field the alternator generates, and then basically that determines how much power that it generates, right? Well, anyway, if I cut this, the stator will go to 0 and the output of the alternator will drop to 0. So if I'm driving along and then it starts glitching on me, I'll have a switch in the cab and I'll just flip that thing off, and that will cut off the alternator. And then if the glitch disappears, then I will know that it's the alternator. Now there are 3 little diodes in the back. Actually, they're pretty big diodes. They're almost called rectifiers because they're so big. But basically in the back of the alternator, and that turns the alternating current into direct current. But if one of those diodes is bad, it will cause the thing to have like a real rough signal, and that can cause all kinds of confusion to electronics in the vehicle. So what I'm going to do is have that thing set up so I can cut it off, and then I'll go for another test drive. But so yeah, good times. If I can get this truck running very well, I could probably get another couple $1,000s out of it, and that would pay for most of my plane fare and everything, and hotel when I'm going to Cambodia. So I'm not sure if I have told you guys, but I am now scheduled to fly out of here on Monday, and I'm staying in a pretty nice hotel, and it was all so cheap. The whole plane fare plus the hotel is only about $1,800, and I have my whole stay, it's like 18 days or something, set up in that hotel. But since it's so inexpensive, I can just use that as like a base of operations, sort of like a base camp, and then I can branch out and go check out Kampot and those that temple that everybody talks about with the ancient stonework, which is a strong indication that we had a high-tech society back like 10,000-12,000 years ago. And it's like really worth seeing. I don't know if I'll have time to go to Thailand, but it would be neat to go to Thailand and see Migto 101 and Chris Cantu. That would be awesome. I mean, eventually I will anyway, but during the vacation, I'm not sure if I'll have time, but I will see. I plan to eat a lot of mangoes and do some windsurfing, but I'm going to travel really light. Pretty much anything I need, I will probably just buy there. So yeah, I could use a new pair of shoes. I have a pair of sneakers that kind of squeak and it's pissing me off, so I will replace them. And the best place to buy sneakers is over there, because I hear that you can get quite a discount. So, other than that, just enjoying my vacation. My vacation has started today. I am a big fan of vacation. So if I like it over, if I feel that I can make a home for myself over in Cambodia, I mean, it's going to be sad because I really like all my coworkers. And I mean, I got almost all of them into Bitcoin now. And I like the job, I like the work, but it is still work. I mean, if I don't have to work, I see no reason to do it. So yeah, there'll be some tears as I'm leaving, you know, because I have this strange little niche there. You know, I'm like Mr. Information over there. I can find torques and part numbers and anything that almost even the parts guys can't find. So it's pretty handy often. And so yeah, and it's kind of nice, but I'm gonna go, man. Oh, and there's a third little thing that I wanted to discuss briefly. Man, I don't know why I'm bothering with this person. There's this indoctrinated feminist woman who is just, I mean, it looks like she is like totally indoctrinated with what do you call it? You know, the university gender studies bullshit. She talks about how testosterone causes aggression and anger and rage, and and how the you know, and how men are like so insensitive and women are so much more empathetic. And man, have I never seen that played out in real life. In real life, women are just the absolute opposite of of empathy, and then she talks about how women are so much more honest, and my goodness, she is so completely off base. My goodness, it's like talking to like somebody, trying to talk to somebody who is like indoctrinated into some kind of weird religion or something, which is pretty much the situation. Anyway, she was saying, well, these videos aren't for you because you're not a low testosterone man, right? And au contraire, I disagree. I think that I probably am somewhat low T, because first of all, when I was you know, ever since I was born, it's like I have never been terribly, like, overly macho. I've always been much more technical and cerebral than really physical, you know. And then I discovered a few years ago that you can actually you can see the indications of what your testosterone level was when you were in the womb by basically looking at your ring finger, the length of your ring finger versus your index finger. And mine is definitely short. I mean, it's an indication that in the womb I wasn't exposed to the normal amount of testosterone. So as you can see, my middle finger kind of sticks up in sort of a weird way when I have my hand, like, you know, when my fingers are together. Whereas most guys, their ring finger is kind of like that in a weird way. You know, if you like, it's significantly longer than your index finger, but that is not the case with me. So I have never, you know, I'm sure I'm a heavy diesel truck mechanic and all that. It's a very physical job, and it does require a significant amount of strength. But you know, 20 years in this job will make a guy buff and fairly strong, even if he didn't start out that way. Joining the Army, I could do one push-up, barely. Um, so basically, it's not really what you start out with so much as what you build from yourself. So if you start out with, like, if you're like a low T, what they call a soy boy, you that is not the end of it. What you can do is you can build yourself. Turn yourself into the tool for whatever job you decide to do. And if it's physical, you can build up strength. But physical strength and speed have never been my strong point as a mechanic. In fact, they've been my biggest challenge. And so I've always concentrated on the other aspects of my job, such as electrical, computers, and the really technical things, the information handling, and the things that require a lot of finesse. That's what I'm really good at. So basically, but lifting all those heavy things and heavy tools and whatnot, you will get stronger if you become a heavy diesel truck mechanic. So just thought I'd throw that out there. So other than that, I'm going to set up a switch to disable that stator, and then I'm going to see if I can drive that truck again. And then if I can bring that truck back to 100%, then I suspect I might be able to get $8,000 or $9,000 out of that thing. Because a pickup truck with a Cummins diesel engine in it, man, that's, especially the 12 valve and not the one that you require a computer to interface with and all that. That is a real asset, a real valuable thing. So yeah, I'll see if I can bring that thing back. But other than that, I'm going to be leaving on Monday right around noon, and I'm going to fly to Phnom Penh, and I'm hoping to hang out after I recover from the flight. I'm probably going to collapse for about 12 hours into unconsciousness. And then hopefully I can hang out with Migto Expat, and he can show me some aspects of what Phnom Penh is like. But I am, as Chris Cantu recommended, I am not going to spend my entire vacation there. I'm gonna get out and see a few things before I, and check out local apartments and what they cost in Phnom Penh, as well as places like Kampot, and then see if I can make a home for myself there. And then if I feel that I can, I'll come home and begin liquidating all of this stuff, and then basically I will be ready to start my new life in Cambodia. Bitcoins are coming up very well. We're over $10,000 again. I gotta say, when our price dropped down to below 6,000, I was feeling some mental anguish because $6,000 is my cutoff point. If it drops below $6,000, I could technically, but I won't continue with my plans to expatriate. But honestly, at this point, man, this is plenty of money right here. And plus what I get for the house and the cars and scooter and all that stuff, guns and everything, tools. Honestly, I probably don't even need my Bitcoins to live comfortably till I'm 65 over there. And then at 65, I'll have pension and 2 pensions and Social Security plus the IRA. Yeah, I'm going to be fine. So yeah, no point in working if I don't have to. Now that doesn't mean I won't stay busy. A lot of men, especially if they are blue collar men like me, as soon as they retire, if they don't have something to fill their life with, they have this nasty habit of dying. And it's like they just go in, they sit down and watch TV, and then their body just starts to shut down on them, and then they die. A couple of my fellow mechanics have done that. And they just found him sitting in front of his TV and passed away, you know. And it's like, ugh, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to be filling my time over there with several different things. One of them is to be to basically. What's the matter, Dad?
Not a thing. It's running.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to hook up the battery charger?
Well, I did, and I let it run 10 minutes, and then I took it off and started the car, and it works fine.
Dad, you're going to need that charger on there to charge it deeply, because that thing was dead. So.
Okay, I was going to take a drive with it.
Oh, okay, that'll work. Yeah, go right ahead. But you cannot just charge it a little bit and then leave it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm confident of that.
Okay. Dad's.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay. Dad's battery was totally dead a while ago.
It was really dead. And guess what? There was a dome light on.
Oh! It could happen to anybody.
In the very back of the car.
And that's a new battery too, so you don't want to mess that up. So anyway, yeah, I've had this jumper pack. If you're a single guy like me, I highly recommend getting a jumper pack, because you cannot depend on having anybody around to jumpstart your car if you leave the dome light on. Not everybody has a mechanic who's a son who's a mechanic. Okay, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna start liquidating everything and get ready to start my new life in Cambodia. And I am excited, and I'm freaking terrified too. So, yeah, I guess I'll let you guys go, and I'm going to get on to this repair, and hopefully it's the alternator, because this is pissing me off.
I'll be back in an hour.
Okay, have a good drive. My dad loves to drive as much as I love fixing things, which is weird. We each have our own thing. Driving, I'm not a big fan of. It's just something you have to do to get from one place to another. I do love machines though. Okay guys, I'm gonna let you go. And don't get married.